afternoon, everyone, and welcome here to College Park Fire Station. Today, we're excited to receive some funds from the government due to the help of Senator Cardin. And these funds that we're receiving today here in College Park will greatly help the efforts of what goes on here in the city, whereas the live-ins here, the students that go to the University of Maryland that are volunteer firefighter and EMTs here will receive funds for tuition reimbursement, as well as some additional equipment that the ambulances will receive will greatly save on back injuries with the new power load system. So with me today I have Volunteer Chief Bill Corrigan.
Welcome everybody. As Chief Barksdale said, I mean, this is a twofold grant. The first part of it was Assistance to Firefighters Grant for tools and equipment, and that's going to really help us update some of our older EMS units to the current standards. It's pretty costly equipment. It's just something economically we can't do to bring it up to the current standards. And as Chief Barksdale stated, I mean, it saves back injuries, and you can't put a cost on what that means in the long term of helping especially younger members here. You don't ever want to hurt your back, but you certainly don't want to hurt it when you're 18 or 19 years old either. So that's going to go a long way for it. And then the safer grant aspect, the larger portion of the grant, is huge for recruitment and even bigger for retention. Being able to help with some tuition assistance to the members. The background of the department here, every single live-in firefighter and EMT here, requirement of the department has to be a full-time college student. So this will enable us to keep people in school, hopefully. It might help us lure in a few new members that otherwise may not have been able to afford attending one of the local colleges or universities. So that's really a big benefit. And then the response stipend is an additional tuition assistance program based off of meeting a certain criteria for a high level of response activity in the department. They can earn bonuses to apply towards their tuition on top of that. So that twofold benefit is really going to go a long way to helping a lot of the living crews now standing over here, kind of ducked in the corner. But that's who it's going to benefit. Those folks standing over there behind the other ambulances. That's what it's
for. Thank you. I'm Mayor Pro Tem, City of College Park, and I'm a native of the area, resident of the area. I live less than 2 blocks east of here, and so I can attest to the need and the reaction and the assistance that College Park Volunteer Fire Department lends to our neighborhood and to our general community. And so I believe that the equipment that is going to be brought in as a part of these grants will certainly help. We have a number of elderly folks in my particular neighborhood and throughout the city of College Park who often need assistance of the younger folks in either being moved out of their homes into emergency equipment or other. So I'm glad that this equipment and these grants will help with the recruitment and retention and the general operational capabilities of College Park Volunteer Fire Department. So on behalf of the City of College Park and the local residents, thank you, Senator Cardin, and my pleasure.
Thank you.
Well, let me thank the Mayor Pro Tem. So let me explain how this all comes about, because I think you really need to understand it. I'm very pleased to be here to make this check presentation. I can do that because my colleagues are on planes trying to get back to Washington. I represent Maryland's close by. So it's a great state to represent. And our delegation fights very hard for the funds for our first responders. Chief Barksdale, we're very proud of what you've been able to do here in Prince George's County. It's not easy. It's difficult. We all talk about how we thank our first responders for what they do to keep us safe. We can show our appreciation by our actions. And our priority for our delegation was to make sure that the grant funds, Safer Act and Fire Act, those funds are not cut, and in fact increased. That was our priority, to make sure that is done. I want to thank my colleague, Senator Van Hollen, for his leadership on the Appropriations Committee. I want to thank Congressman Hoyer, who is the champion in the United States Congress on behalf of the fire issues. Works with Republicans to make sure we can get this done. So this was our priority, to make sure the funds are there, to show our appreciation. And we know how challenging it is. But quite frankly, the funds are competitive. We can't earmark. So you had to be at the top of your game in order to be able to get these grants. And here in Prince George's County, under leadership of Sharon Baker and your team, you were able to get these funds. So congratulations. There was competition all over the country, and you were able to get these funds. We are proud of what's going to be. I mean, you said it best. We particularly like the way that you deal with the students at the University of Maryland. I mean, I think the Live-In program is really valuable because we are going to need to have the personnel in the future to deal with our first responder needs. And we're proud of the volunteer fire. We have our personnel. We need to make sure that we have personnel in the future to meet these needs, and it's becoming more and more challenging. So this type of a program will help us not only today, but in the future. And you're exactly right on the equipment that allows for individuals to not sacrifice their body in order to be able to get the attention of people who need the help of the first responders. That type of equipment is so valuable for carrying out your mission. So for all those reasons, we're very proud of this particular announcement. We're very proud of what you do here in College Park, what you do in Prince George's County. So I am pleased to bring this little check here. It's quite a bit of money. I'll get the amount right, $486,962. That deserves a round of applause, people. We'll get in front of this. Let's get in front of here and Mr. Gerard, make it a little bit easier for you. I think you get the money, don't you? Or you get who?
We all get it.
Okay, you can hold the check. I want to say one more thing about this because there's a lot of craziness going on in Washington. You may know about that. We were able to get these budgets done on a bipartisan basis because of the respect that we have for the men and women who put themselves in harm's way. So the funds are there. They're going to be there for next year, and we're going to continue to make sure you have the equipment you need in order to carry out your mission safely. So thank you all very much.
Sir. Thank you.
We have your back. That's great.
What's up?